Welcome back, everybody. Many of you probably know conservative activist Robby Starbuck. Well, he is fighting back against big tech. He has launched a massive $15 million defamation lawsuit against Google, accusing its AI products, Bard, Gemini, and GEMA, of spreading vile, false claims, labeling him a criminal and a rapist, when that is not true at all. So what can be done about it? And is AI bias something that we should be worried about? Joining us now to discuss is Tom Carter. He's the president of the American Conservative Values Fund. Tom, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, 5 years later, this is a very happy anniversary. Your organization has done a lot of good. Tell us about it. Tell us about, what these 5 years have brought.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, we're very excited about our 5-year anniversary. I think it's a proof of concept that a product that gives politically conservative investors an option to invest in something that's going to give them large cap returns, well in line with the S&P 500 or the Russell 1000, without giving your money to companies that don't share your values, is what conservatives want. And we're not as far along from an asset perspective as we'd like to be. However, we're very grateful with where we are, and we're very happy with the shareholders who have put their trust in us to give them this politically conservative option to invest with us. And you just mentioned Google. To keep your money from investing in the likes of Google, the likes of Disney, the likes of Nike, Starbucks, Apple, and others. So we're very excited. We're very grateful to be around after 5 years. And we think we're doing exactly what we said we would do, which is give you returns in line with the large cap indices while not allowing your money to be invested with companies that don't share your values.
And I think we're starting to see, as we move into the AI world, that the biases that we knew were in websites or in web dialogues or in video and entertainment, they have made their way permanently into artificial intelligence, which is the next wave of our economy. What are some of the tools that we all have available, using our dollars, using our wisdom, to try to change this, to try to create a consequence so that these companies create a more balanced search in AI future for us?
Well, it's a great point, John. And by the way, we've been on Google since, back in 2016 when their search engine, as you mentioned, was changing results from an election perspective. And we're still on them today regarding their AI. And the way we are handling it is we don't give our investment dollars to Google. So if you invest with our company, you don't invest in Google, and you're blocking capital from going to a company who is using their AI to push the other side, if you will. They're certainly not pushing conservative values when they're doing this. And Amanda mentioned Robby Starbuck earlier. That defamation suit, we think has, we think it has legs. We think he might be able to get something out of it. Another way other people are playing it is by doing proxy statements to ask them to have guardrails on their AI, to ensure that their AI is reviewed, to ensure that it provides knowledge that is coming from both sides of the aisle. So there's a number of ways, but our way is by boycotting the likes of Google and others that are in the AI and using it for politically left consequences.
Yeah. Tom, have you perceived over the last decade or so that Google has gotten any quote unquote better or more honest? Because, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we were all talking about how they manipulated their search results. They sent certain things to the top. And I know a lot of people have had to spend money on search engine optimizers and getting their the proper things at the top of that list. But have they gotten any better?
It's an interesting question. They're very transactional, as a lot of the tech companies are. So you saw a lot of the tech CEOs at the inauguration up on stage with President Trump. And that was very interesting because we still think those are companies that don't share conservative values. So they are transactional. They do understand, as Michael Jordan famously said, Republicans buy shoes too. They do understand that. And so I think they're trying, but their middle management on down, the people who are making decisions on a day-to-day basis, are still based in Silicon Valley. They're still based in Seattle and the Washington area. They're still politically left. And although they are maybe making minor strides, we still don't trust a lot of the tech companies. And we still think that they are hostile to conservative values.
Yeah. The parallel economy, the new investment economy, has become one of the great tugs. We're now making great movies in the conservative world. We're creating great marketplaces that don't let woke products in. We're creating new school capabilities and new education capabilities. What is going to be the era or the opportunity in the AI world to create that parallel economy?
Well, I mean, I suppose if there was enough capital, that someone like an Oracle would come with AI that would maybe have a tilt from the right. That might be beneficial. But you know, the largest tech companies are all going to have that left tilting lean just because of where they're located, who they are, and it's difficult. So we think holding capital from them is one way to do it. Although, you know, as you said, the AI industry and the run of the markets with AI based has been significant, and we understand that. And so we're trying to play that AI through using less liberal companies that are involved in AI. We're looking at the energy side of this because we think there's going to be a lot of energy opportunities funding AI and funding the major electronic farms that they're going to be creating. So we think there are ways to play it without investing in the likes of Google and Meta and others who are big in the AI space.
Competition always
Plenty of
fixes the
other
economy.
alternatives. Yeah, absolutely. Tom Carter, American Conservative Values Fund President, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having a great evening.
Likewise. John, it seems like every time we have another week of shows, we've got another business leader on who is contributing to this parallel economy. It's really amazing to see.
It's amazing. We are creating competition, which is exactly how our founding fathers wanted everything to be fixed in an open market.
That's right. Well, as he said, and as Michael Jordan reportedly said, Republicans buy Nike, they buy sneakers too. So, all right, everybody, thanks so much for being with us tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m.